Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So this week I want to talk to you guys about your grip with the help of a new training aid that I received the other week called the Straight Stick. And I've been testing this out for a little while now, but not only can this training aid help you adjust whether or not your grip is weak or strong, or even where you're placing it in your palms, but you can also utilize this while hitting balls, which is a huge benefit. And I know that when people first change their grip, it can be really uncomfortable. So what people do usually is after they change the grip, when they grip the club, just before they strike the golf ball, they kind of change it a little bit to where it feels comfortable, and they end up going back or reverting their grip to their old ways without really knowing it. So having something that will keep your hands in the correct place while you can hit balls will really help speed up the learning process. So throughout this video, I'm going to talk about some concepts about the grip and how to use this tool, because I think when you're buying any sort of training aid, you first have to know why you're buying it and then how to utilize it just so you can get what you need from it. So if you are interested in purchasing one, you can click on the link below in the description box. I will also have that same link on my Instagram at Jonathan K. Moss. Now, the grip is extremely important because one, your hands are the only thing that really attaches to the club itself. Now, depending on how you're placing the grip in your palms or your hands, it can really greatly affect the rate at which you have the face open or closed through impact, but also it can affect how you maneuver the shaft itself throughout the entire swing. So if you are someone that is currently working on arm positions and wrist positions throughout the backswing or the downswing, then your grip can be something that may be physically holding you back or preventing you from making certain movements. Okay, so I moved really close up for you guys just so you can have a really nice visual of where you shouldn't be holding it in your hands. But for the most part, the majority of people that I see that struggle with grip, I'm going to start with my lead hand. But the first thing is that they actually grip the club kind of too much into their palm, or kind of in line with their knuckles. Okay, and they also, the second mistake is that they actually grip the club too much, like straight across the hand. Okay, kind of like this way, kind of deep in the palm. So when they grip it, it's almost like looking like they're gripping it like a fist. Okay, so what you actually want to do is you want to grip the club with both hands with your wrist in kind of a neutral position. So see how my wrist is pretty straight? If I grip it straight across the hand, my wrist gets bent. Okay, so with your wrist kind of in a neutral position, what you want to look for is kind of the first joints in the three fingers here. So I'll draw maybe some circles or a line through the first joints there, just to kind of show you visually where it is. And then for the forefinger, it'll run through kind of the second joint. Okay, so with your wrist in a neutral position, what you do is you place the handle kind of through those first joints of the three fingers, and then the second joint of the forefinger. Okay, then you'll grip it with the last three fingers here. And then that way you can actually easily get the meat of the palm, which is kind of where I'm drawing that circle here, kind of the meaty part of your palm. You want that to be kind of basically on top of the handle, okay? That's where you want to grip it with the lead hand, all right? So you don't want to grip it straight across the hand, all right, and too much into the palm like this, because then you're going to grip it like a fist. And when people do that, they'll see that their thumb appears really long, okay? And when you grip it this way, it actually makes it difficult, or hinders your mobility in terms of hinging it, and then also kind of turning it to close or open the face more. Okay, so visually, just so you can see what it's like, remember, first through the first joints of those three fingers and then the second joint of the forefinger. Okay, you're going to place it right through there, grip it, wrap it the fingers around, get the palm on top. Okay, and that way it kind of looks like this. All right, so I'll show you from the face on here, right, what that looks like. So I'm just gripping it short here. So at the top, that's what it should look like. If you grip it too much into the palm and too straight across your hand, it'll kind of look like a fist, like this. Okay, so I'm just going to move to this side quickly. Now, same thing with the right hand or your trail hand. Okay, so a lot of people, they grip it too straight across. Okay, and it kind of looks like they're gripping it like a fist. All right, so if I grip it like a fist with both hands, it looks like that. Right, you'll see a lot of space between the thumb and the forefinger. The thumb will look longer than the forefinger as well. Okay, and if you look at my my trail hand with the grip straight across the fingers, you'll notice that my wrist is not in a neutral position. It's kind of bent. Okay. Now, if I take both hands and I grip it correctly, okay, more kind of through the joints of these three fingers, my wrist is more neutral. Okay, wrap the fingers around. Okay, more so in the fingers. Now, when you look at it, it kind of looks more normal. The forefinger actually appears slightly longer than the thumb. And if you look at my wrist, my trail wrist, you'll see that it's in a much more kind of neutral position. It's not kind of bent in this position here. Okay, so I'm just explaining this just so that when we use the straight stick, you'll know that what it's doing for you essentially. Okay, so when you grab your straight stick, I want to share like a really cool feature about this product. And at the bottom of the grip, you can kind of see that you can actually adjust the grip to make it neutral, strong, or really strong. And you can actually make it weak as well if you want to turn it kind of more to the left. Okay, but for this demonstration, when I explain the grip a little bit first, I'm just going to share this at a neutral setting, and I will share you how you can adjust it to make it strong or stronger or weak, depending on what you want to work on and how you want to change your grip as well. Okay, so you can kind of see the grip of the straight stick here and how it kind of has some ridges to it. And this is to ensure that your fingers and hands kind of fit in the right place. So if I bring my hand on it now if I grip it the incorrect way, okay, you'll feel that your hand kind of grips around the ridges, so it'll feel kind of uncomfortable, like your hand doesn't fit. Okay, but if I grip it kind of the way that I was explaining earlier, right through the first joints and the second joint of the forefinger, my wrist is more kind of in a neutral position. Then when I grip it, then my fingers should fit really nicely in those grooves or within those grooves. Should almost fit like a glove. All right, so this is a really great aid in itself because it's basically like having me or another coach just place your hands in the correct spot, so there's no more guessing. Okay, same thing with the right hand. All right, you'll see that when I fit my hands kind of in that groove very nicely, my wrist is kind of staying in a more neutral position there. If I gripped it incorrect, then my thumb kind of wouldn't be able to fit in the right spot. It'd feel quite awkward. Okay, so having that there is really, really nice. Then you can always almost guarantee that your hand is going to stay in that position when you hit some balls as well. I'll kind of show you from the front view angle here, but you'll see that you can see that kind of the mold in it there. So again, if I grip it incorrect, right, you'll feel like obviously your thumbs and your fingers are all kind of all over the place. Nothing fits. But if you follow kind of the instructions I explained to you and kind of have your fingers fit in those grooves, it should feel very comfortable. And again, you'll see that my forefinger appears a little bit longer than my thumb. You'll have a bigger groove for your forefinger and your thumb to fit nicely in there. Okay, so it should kind of look like this, kind of a neutral position. So now after you've gripped the club and you know that you've gripped it correctly, then you can obviously go ahead and hit some balls. Now, the great thing about this is throughout the whole swing, because the grooves are in there, your fingers are going to fit in there very nicely. It's not going to move. So if you are working on, whatever it is with your arms and wrists, if it's adding more flex to the lead wrist, you need more extension even, or whatever, it's going to feel very different because now you're keeping your grip in place and you know that it's changed. Okay, so whatever you're working on, you can now start to apply it with a changed grip as well. Okay, so if you are struggling with like having too strong of a grip and you want to make it more weak, or vice versa, if your grip is really weak and you want to make it more strong, then what you can do is you can just unscrew this bottom part here, all the way to the bottom, and then all you'll do is you just pop this grip out, and then you can literally twist the grip to make it however weak or however strong that you want, based on the setting that's on the top of the grip. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to make it a little bit stronger. Okay, and then I'll pop it back up, and then I'll just take this and I'll just kind of screw it back on. Okay, it just gets to the top, and once you fully screw that on, then it's ready to go. Okay, then you just kind of grip it, and you can kind of see that my grip is much stronger than kind of at that neutral position there. Okay, so then you can go ahead and then just kind of hit balls with that. Work on whatever you're doing with a kind of a stronger grip if that's what you want to feel. Okay, so it's a really great tool that really nailed the grip part of it, and it's really customizable based on what you're working on. You can do change it so that you exaggerate the grip for a few shots as well. So I think that's a really great feature, probably the best feature I think that this product has. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Now, if you have any questions about this product, feel free to leave the questions in the description. And I really think that for this product specifically, they've really nailed the grip part of it. The fact that there's a mold on it, it puts your hands in the correct place. You can adjust it to make it weaker or stronger, and then also place your hands in that same position. And then you can also utilize it while hitting balls, which is a huge benefit. So again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try my best to answer your questions, and I'll see you guys on the next video.